All right, guys, mic check, mic check. Let's try this again. I have absolutely no idea what's just happened. To be honest, that's very very odd. Let's have a look here. Strange. I had to basically reset everything, reset the computer. Man, I don't even know. I don't even know what's just happened there. That's very odd. Yeah, you need to calm down. This bot needs to calm down. Just delete that one. All right, so let's try again. Let's try again. Let's get some music up. And then we can get back to the markets and see what's going on. So there's only one person here, so I'm just gonna have to go with that. What can you see the screen and hear me? And yeah, what's happening? True, you're right, mate. Duke, that's good. All right, sweet. So I'm gonna talk as though there's thousands of people listening to me, right? Sweet. How you doing, Mark? Nice one. Billy, how you doing? Sweet, sweet, sweet. So what I was saying before, like we were attacked, or cyber attacked. I'm just kidding. I don't know, maybe just some latency problems with my internet. I have no idea what's going on, to be honest. I really need to get this Cat 6 sorted out, man, and just have a wired connection, because I think it's my wireless connection. But anyway, what I was saying was, it's very easy as prices dropping like this, right, to want to take a short. And then you end up getting whipsawed out with moves like this, and then it reverses and continues going up. So for me, I'm still favoring longs, to be honest. I want to see, and this has basically got everything on from yesterday. So these lows are still intact. I'm going to keep those there. For those that are new to this is the futures market. This is the micro NQ. Just looking to take a position on this, but I'm still favoring the long side. Want to see these highs taken here, to be honest, before I consider doing anything. Wouldn't really want to be thinking about shorting at the minute. Now, what I was saying previously as well, these lows here, if we break these lows convincingly, we're going to see 300 down here, at the very least. But in the meantime, as we're looking at this, it's kind of, there's your 15-minute candle, looks okay. This is kind of live analysis. This is in the moment. What are we seeing? Maybe a potential short into this level down here, or even as low as 600. Currently hovering around 650, 655, 660. But again, not really confident taking a short here, to be fair. I'd much rather see a convincing move to the upside, before I consider taking a trade. And being as we're talking, just while we're waiting for the market to do its thing, I want to talk a little bit about actual trading, and what it entails, and what the hell's the point, right? Because, yeah, nice one, Bgar. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Bgar's just saying, better stream. Fantastic. As a trader, right, I want to make money, right? So I sit down, I want to make money. I've got, my goals. I'm looking to do certain things. If I make X amount, I'll stop. If I, whatever. But the idea is basically at the end of the week, I want to look at my account and say, okay, my account was at, we'll just use some arbitrary numbers. My account was $100 and now I'm at $260. Great, I made $160, right? Fantastic. And ideally, you want to do that every week, every month, right? You don't want to be looking at each day and the results of each day. Because they don't really mean much. You could have a losing day on Monday and Tuesday, kind of claw it back Wednesday, Thursday, and by Friday, you're up on the week, right? And the same with weeks. You could have a losing week, second losing week, claw it back on the third week, and then by the end of the month, on the fourth week, you're up on your account, right? And then obviously you can transpose that over to yearly and whatever, right? So that's the point, right? We want to be in a position where, you know, we're being realistic with our expectations about making money in the markets, right? When you're using, say, a 10K account, so you're trading the micros, you know, on a 10K account, it's more than enough to make some serious money, to be fair, as long as you know what you're doing and you're careful and you're cautious. And it gives you a bit more freedom to move around. It gives you a bit more freedom to engage in the markets a little bit safer. You know, you don't have to try to find an exact entry because your account's so small. You're trying to find that absolute best stop position, you know, so you can risk, you know, you can risk a decent amount and get a decent amount on a, you know, on a small account. So you need to be able to be trading with something tangible, something meaningful, right? But then when you do that, like, what's the point of all of this? Yeah, I know traders who make good money and they're miserable. I know traders who are learning to trade, you know, and they're happy. I know traders who lose money and they're happy. I know traders who make a lot of money and they're happy. It's a myriad of different results. Everybody has their own way of trading. Everybody has their own way of, you know, wanting to do things. For me, I went past that point of wanting to make millions or, you know, 500 grand a year or whatever, right? For me, it's like, okay, look, let's say I've got a job and I want to use trading to supplement my income, right? I think that's much healthier, right, than trying to do trading full time, right? Because trying to trade full time, like right now, if we look at, and I'm going to give you a really good example, you look at the 5 minute here, right? That mess right there has basically just probably decimated hundreds and hundreds of traders because they're trying to go short and then they were trying to go long, you know, and price hasn't really done anything. There's no real consistency to the fluidity of price today. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. So you've got to let the market do its thing, right? So remember, like, think about it like this. You're a full-time trader. You're sitting down. You're sitting on a 10K account. You've got bills to pay, the mortgage due, you know, in a couple of weeks. And you open 2 trades today, 1 short, 1 long, and they both got stopped out. You know, and you're down to 9,700 bucks. You've lost 300 on the day. How do you feel? This is the dirty side of trading that nobody wants to talk about. You know, they show all of this really nice, happy, la-di-da-di stuff online, and yeah, look at me, I've just made 3 grand. Yeah, great, but how much did you lose to make that 3 grand? You know, there's some great consistent traders online. You know, there's some really good people out there that do some pretty decent live streams, and they're honest and they're open. But the reality is, you know, trading is a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. So you're down 300 on your account. You're thinking, all right, look, I need to claw that back. By the end of the day, when you finally arrive at the moment where you were waiting for, so at the beginning of the day, you said, I'm not touching anything until it breaks this high, right? And then you see stuff that pulls you into the market because it's all by design. These candles are created this way to pull you into the market, to tug on your dopamine, to tug on your emotions. So that original idea that you had before the market opened goes out the window. By the end of the day, you're down 700 bucks. You see your accounts at, you know, 9,300. You know, you've just paid, you know, 60, 70 bucks in commissions. You're ripping your hair out. And then right at the end of the day, you finally see that move that you should have waited for the entire day. Yeah. And you're just about to take it, but you can't because the emotion of losing $700, you know, is just too painful, right? So going back to what's the point in trading? For me, I think if you have a solid plan and you're like, look, do you know what? I'm going to be really, really patient. If I don't see anything in the next sort of 2 to 3 hours, I'm just going to kind of leave the market alone, you know, and just come back maybe in the afternoon and see what happens. You know, if there's something there, great. If there isn't, there isn't. And you've got to approach things, you know, as kind of like a boring, dull attitude. You know, I'm just here to potentially take a nice, comfortable trade. You know, if I lose money, great. If I make money, great. There's no real tug of war because you're consistent in your thinking, right? And then what you'll find is over the weeks and the months, you know, as long as you remain consistent in your discipline, you know, consistent in your trading, you end up in a situation, right, where, you know, maybe you're up a couple of $100 on the, you know, at the end of the week. Maybe you have a crap week, a couple of good weeks again, and by the end of the month, you know, your $10,000 account is up to around about sort of 10.6, 10.7, something like that. Maybe you're up $700 on the end of the month. You pull out a couple of hundred, everybody's happy. But the problem is that $200 isn't enough to pay your mortgage, which is due tomorrow. right? So instead of pulling 200 out, you don't. You pull out your mortgage payment, which is $1,200, $1,200 for example. Now your account's below your 10,000 starting balance, and you haven't even done anything. So the point of all of this, and I know I'm rambling a little bit, but I just want to kind of emphasize, if you're going to trade, make sure that you're being honest with yourself. That's basically it. What's better, or let's say less dangerous in trading? Normal trading, buy, sell, or shorting and longing? What's better, or let's say dangerous in trading? Normal trading, buy, sell, or shorting and longing? They're the same thing. Big R. When you buy, you're going long. When when you're selling, you're shorting. Of course, patience is necessary in both, but in general, yeah, you're gonna have to retype that. I'm not really sure what you're saying. So we're just going to be patient. We're going to wait. And this is the boring side of trading, right? I see a lot of people, and just so you guys know, I see the numbers on stream, right? And just a quick side note, make sure you like the stream, yeah? But I see the numbers, they go from 6 to 20 to, down to 15, down to, 4. So what a lot of people are doing, this is something that I've been tracking. They come on the stream, they realize nothing's happening, and they leave, right? Because they want to see a number, yeah? They want to see a big number. They want to see a number on the screen. They're not interested. Most people aren't interested in real trading. They just want to see a number on the screen, right? That's big, yeah? That's like, ooh, there's $1,000 loss, or there's $1,000 gain. That pulls in the numbers, yeah? Obviously, I would love to have thousands of people on this stream watching me, stream and talk about trading, and real trading, the way trading really is. But unfortunately, that's not the case, and that's never going to happen with me. I'm never going to be promoting, crazy numbers, and talking about making thousands and thousands every day, because it's complete horseshit, to be honest. It just really is. Trading is a serious business. It's not a joke. So right now, like I said, we're just kind of being patient. We're going to wait, for an opportunity. As a quick side note, if you have the opportunity to write these little nuggets down, make sure you do, and here's one for you. If the market is slow, the best way to see a pickup in volume is to look at a higher time frame, maybe 15 or a 30 minute on intraday trading, as opposed to the lower time frame, 5 minutes and 2 minutes and 1 minute. The reason for that is I'm looking at the 30-minute chart right now and nothing's happening, it's flat. So when the market really kicks in, if I see the 30-minute chart moving pretty rapidly, that means something is happening, because it's a much higher time frame. The 5 minute, the 2 minute, the 1 minute, you're going to see big candles on these time frames all the time anyway. It's just normal price behavior on the day. All right, so this is just a little side thing that that I've become accustomed to doing, and just kind of focused on the hourly, or maybe the 15-minute. When they move, something's happening. You guys saying, I mean, there are people betting on falling or rising prices. That what I mean is betting on a direction less or more dangerous than normal sell buy. Hope that's understandable. Yeah, so if you're looking to basically take a bet, on the future price of movement, I think, as long as you're able to read price or indicators or whatever it is that you're looking to do, however you normally look at the markets, right? If you can read those, the way in which you get in has nothing to do with what's happening in the market. So for example, I'm waiting for price to break, and let's just zoom in a little bit, right? So I'm waiting for price to break these highs roughly around about 720, 730, right, and show some real conviction. Now let's say this 30-minute candle explodes to the upside and holds here for a little while. We get a nice little pullback on the 5 minute, and then it starts to break out. Yeah, that's a really good opportunity to go long, maybe to take into these highs up here around about sort of 800. Now, if I place a bet that that's going to happen, or I actually physically buy the NQ that's going to happen, either way, I'm still betting or buying that it's going to happen. The analysis is exactly the same. In some cases, when you're using a spread betting account in the UK, it's favorable because you're placing a bet, so to speak, right? So it's not classed as as long as it's not classed, or as long as you're not spread betting and that's your main source of income, it's tax free. So there are benefits to being able to do that over here in the UK, but the actual method is irrelevant as long as the analysis is the same. That's what's going to make you popular in time. This is a skill people wish they had. Once they find you, it's on. Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope so. Definitely want to reach a wider audience. You know, and I'm going to do it organically. I'm not going to do it with these ridiculous, you know, claims and these stupid numbers. You know, the one thing I will say is, you know, this kind of realism in trading. Yeah. I found this, you know, when my account basically exploded. My YouTube channel went from, like, you know, just over 500 subs, right, to over 5,000 in less than 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it was, right. It just exploded overnight. It was really strange, because I was doing a lot of videos on Evergrow, and, you know, they were very popular at the time. And then I started to kind of talk a lot about cryptocurrency. People started to realize, you know, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about, and it kind of just grew from there. The problem with that is, you start to realize that no matter what you do, there will always be somebody, right, that will have a problem with you. You know, I'm just looking at the names. Yeah, so all of you are in my Discord. I don't know if you remember that I posted that email, well, multiple emails actually, that I got from that lunatic who said he was going to kill me, and he was going to put a curse on me and all this crazy stuff. You know, and like, it's insane, some of the people that you attract online, right? So what I want to kind of really emphasize is that, you know, I watch a lot of live streams, yeah, and I talk to a lot of traders in the industry, both on chain and off chain, both in the financial markets and out of the financial markets, you know, both online and offline, right? And you start to realize that you can easily fake anything online, easily. Yeah, easily. You know, I could open a trade right now, you guys see me make $200, and then by the end of the day I'm down $500, but I don't tell you about that. You know, I just leave you with the idea that I've just made $200, right? There's also, I did a you know, and there's a reason I'm talking about all of this. I did a study once. It was a random study. I opened like 77 trades or something like that. And it's on my YouTube channel somewhere, and I basically went through this kind of random study to prove, right, that you can just open trades, literally throwing a dart, you know, on a dartboard, and still make money, right? And at the end of that period, that 1 full month period, you know, we were up about 0.02% on the account. It was basically break even, right, flat. And I went through the entire thing every single day on the Patreon channel, right? All of those videos were deleted because I basically wanted to, they're still on the YouTube channel, but I just took them off Patreon because I wanted to reset it when I was doing the educational side of things. But I literally, from start to finish, and 2 people at the end said, oh, you're full of shit, you're lying, that's not what happened. And I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. So my point being is, that's why I don't care about big numbers, about showing things that make no sense, about talking complete nonsense. I want people to come here, right, and see the value in what I'm talking about, and to really understand, you know, that you can make money trading, you can make money in the markets, but you have to be you have to be disciplined. You know, you've got to really know what you're talking about. You've got to be able to understand, you know, and go through the motions of this kind of gut-wrenching back and forth, and be honest about what's happening. How many times have we seen traders do this? They go back on the chart and they say, yep, you know, when it breaks out above this high, you take a buy, you sell up it. Come on, man. What are you talking about? In that moment, how do you know that that big, strong up candle right there, yeah, you bought at 83. How do you know that it didn't go all the way down here to 41? Yeah? And you got out because you were like, oh, I was wrong. And then it explodes to the upside. They don't want to talk about any of this stuff, man. They just want to talk about making money for views, you know. I made money. This is what I made. They do quick 10-15 minute clips or 5-6 minute clips, and they'll show you making money, but they don't really show you what it was like in that moment when you open a trade and have to go through that gut-wrenching back and forth of watching your P&L going up and down. That's the real crux of it. Most of my friends right now try to stay away from crypto and the whole investment markets, since it all went down so much and they lost a lot. Yep. But I think it's more important to stay up to date, to not miss the opportunity. I agree. That's why I think the views declined in the near past, at least in the bubble I am in. That's the case. Yeah, I mean, it does, you know, and ultimately, you know, people want validation. Yeah, that's really what it's all about. That's what it will always be about. It will be about validation. You know, you'll have your people that come on stream. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Raja Banks, yeah, he's a forex trader. Really like the guy. He's so funny, man. He absolutely slates people on there. It's brilliant. His live streams are so funny. I like to have him on in the background sometimes. And you know, to me, it's obvious he's a great trader. But you know, you've got people on his stream that just there that they want, you know, and you know which ones they are because they put in big capital letters. They put their caps on and they're like, you know, Great British Pound, Japanese yen, you know, long or short, buy or sell. They just want signals, right? So you've got your signals, you've got your people who just want signals, and you've got people who want validation. They want people to tell them what they're doing is right. So they'll say something like, they'll throw it out there in a really sneaky way in a live stream. I'm short cable, right, which is basically the pound USD. I'm short pound USD. You know, what do you think? You know, so they just want validation that their short is right and that they're going to make money. Yeah, this is dangerous, man. But do you want to make money consistently over time? Yeah, all right, put some time in, put some effort in, right? Start with a small account, go through that process of opening trades, watching them work, you know, have solid discipline, have solid risk management rules, and so on and so on and so on. Then you'll make money. That's it. It's not hard. Like, it really isn't hard. Making money in the markets is really not hard. Yeah, I'm going to prove it to you right now how easy it is to make money in the markets, right? So look at this 30-minute chart here, and I'll do it like this so we can see. I've said at the beginning of the stream, all three of them, right, that I want price to break above 30, right? So 730. I've made a reference to it here in this little sort of yellow box, and I was saying if price breaks below these, I still wouldn't take a short because the general direction is long and it's looking like it wants to continue going higher, right? The momentum is still to the upside. So all I need to do, this is literally it. All I need to do is I need to wait for a couple of conditions to unfold, right? A really strong push towards this level, break, hold, pull back on the 5-minute chart, reversal, buy, breakout. That's it. Those conditions will take however long they take. If they form, great. If they don't, whatever. Yeah, I'm not looking for anything else today. Now, I'll show you how easy it is to lose money. You could basically short it right now because you think it's going to continue going down and the market will just explode to the upside and stop you out. Right? Let me take you down to the 2-minute chart and show you this mess. And I'm really going to zoom in on this. That is how traders lose money, right there. Right? They trade in all of that. They're on the 2-minute chart, they see the breakdown. They take a short, maybe they take, you know, 10, 15 points out of the market. Great, they had a nice profitable trade. The market reverses, goes up. Now they take a buy because they're like, yep, it's probably going to reverse the entire move and go for high of the day. It doesn't. It reverses again. They get stopped out. So they've just lost what they've just made, and then they're trying to revenge trade in all of this mess. So they go buy, they go short, and they're watching price. Like even now, price looks like it wants to pop out. This is a 2-minute chart, man. You know, so they'll buy here. So that $200 they just made on a really nice clean trade, they've just basically lost and lost more and lost more, and now they're in a trade trying to get it back, and that's probably going to lose as well. That's how you lose money, by trading in all of this crap. Yeah. So we need some realism in this industry. You know, many years ago there was a guy. He sent me an email, and he was like, you know, I don't believe you can trade, and I was like, I really don't care. And I invited him to my house, which was a pretty stupid thing to do, to be fair. But I was young and I just didn't care, right? So I invited him to my house. I was like, come round, man. Come round. I says, we'll record the whole session live, yeah? Irrefutable evidence that I can trade. I says, and I'll even tell you how much I'm going to make on the day as well. You know, and he was like, no. I was like, all right, fine. Whatever, man. Yeah. Just validation. People just want validation. And some people just want to cause an argument. That's it. So we're getting a little bit of movement here on this 30-minute candle. Looking okay. Let's just zoom in. So this is what we want to see, right? We want to see a nice push. Now we're back above the 700. Very important, right? 12,700. Looks good. But is it good enough to take a trade? No, because it hasn't broke 730 yet. The further away we get from the 700 whole number, right, the better it is for a long. Yeah, the closer we get to the 50, the easier it is for price to run through the 50 and hit 60, right? If we don't break 700 convincingly and it kind of hovers around here like it's doing right now, the likelihood that it's going to go to that 50 as a magnet, yeah, is very unlikely. So we just have to, again, wait. We just got to be patient, yeah. And I'm really consistently watching price very carefully. How is it moving? I don't need level 2 or anything like that. All I need to do is watch the reaction, right? So it goes to 700, 04, 05, 06, rejects. What does that tell you? No indicators, nothing. Just watch what price is doing. It's going to be slightly delayed for you guys because it's on a live stream, right? 6 or 7 second delay, maybe 4 or 5 second delay, whatever. But we've gone up there. This is a 30-minute, right? We don't need any other chart. You could do it on a 5, a 3, a 1, a 60. It doesn't matter. We went up there. It's hit this level. So it went above 700, 703, 4, 5, 6, bang, and it reversed. Yeah, so it's come back below that 700 level. How much by? 15, 16 points, almost up to 20 points. Yeah. So with a little bit of deductive logic, does that mean that price wants to break out to the upside? Or is price showing us any indication that it really wants to go? Is there any momentum there? Is there any real sentiment change? Is there any real volume coming into the market right now? Is there anything that gives us confidence to take a long right now? No. But is there anything that is preventing us from taking a trade long? Yes. We're talking about the Nasdaq, right? That moves. $238 points in one direction on a 30-minute candle. 238 points in the opposite direction on one 30-minute candle, right? And then 2-3 hours later, it's moved another, 250 points. All of that, almost 800 points, yeah, in 4 hours. And you're telling me that the Nasdaq can't muster up enough strength to get through 700? Okay. So it's not ready yet. It's not ready, so we avoid doing anything right now. We just keep watching. So now we're approaching the 700 again. Yeah, this is priceless information, guys. This is how you need to read price. Yeah, you can't do it unless you're doing it live. I know people, man, who use indicators and they use them really, really well. This is not a dig at anybody who uses indicators, but I'm not looking for a trigger to get into a trade. I'm looking for momentum, so the odds of that trade working are very high. So what have we just seen? Look what's happening. Look. We went there again. 700, rejected. It got to 97, rejected. We're back up at 91, just hovering around the 90 level. Yeah, there's no movement. There's no real buying or selling. There's nothing happening with the Nasdaq right now. Yeah. So when you're watching price this way and you're really paying attention, what happens? When you finally see the move, it's so obvious. Like it's just bang. Something happens, you're like, finally, and then you can start paying attention. So we just continue to watch. Duke is saying, I've come across many respectable traders, but none as honest and in depth, let alone accurate. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. There are some really phenomenal traders online, man. Really, really, really good traders online. You think about, I mentioned Travis. His channel is Trading with Travis, right? He's really down to earth, and I watch some of his streams sometimes, and I've seen him go $1,500 in the hole and claw it all back. That's real trading, man. That's real trading, going through that kind of process of making money, losing money, making money. Trading isn't just all sunshine and rainbows, so he's a great trader. Roger, I think, he's a great trader. So look at this, we've just broke 700. 02, 03, 04, 05, 02, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Are we seeing a huge momentum shift right now? Nope. So let's just keep watching. Let's keep watching and see if it's worth taking a trade here, right? Remember, we're on the 30-minute chart, right? So if we're not seeing much movement on the 30-minute chart, you know, we're not really going to see it on the, you know, the 15 or the 5. There's just nothing there. I also like to watch Data Dash, even if they don't make live trades. It's awesome to understand the markets. Yeah, Data Dash is he's brilliant. I really like his analysis on Bitcoin and some of the other things that he does. He does that thing, isn't it? It's like, how y'all doing today? It's Data Dash, and it's so cool. But yeah, he's brilliant. He's very clever, very clever. He's a brilliant swing trader as well. Very good swing trader. It's Nicholas, isn't it? His name. So again, back through 700, back down to 90, 690, 691, 88, 89, yeah? Man, I really wish there was thousands of people watching this, man. This is just gold, like seriously. Not to sound arrogant, you guys know I'm not arrogant. I really want people to start to pay attention to some of the things that make sense, right? He's buried in my head, yeah. Yeah. You know. And then just going back to something, you know, a second ago, when I was talking about being, you know, realism online and stuff. And then you get to the point where you're just like, do I even care what people think? No, not really. You know, I just want to talk a little bit, find a great trade, make some money. Hopefully I can do that on the live stream. If I can't, then whatever. And with a bit of luck, people learn. Now, you see that? Did you see? You guys probably won't see this, right? But I can see it because I'm watching live. I just saw price jump from 83 to 71. Yeah, bang. So that's the blocks. Blocks basically been hit. Orders have just been ran through very quickly, and then price dropped. So again, now we watch price and we're like, okay, if this is going to continue to the downside, I'm not interested because I don't want to go short on this right now. Yeah, I want to go long and I want to do it above 30, 730, right? So, you know, we watch all of these movements, these little nuances. You know, we're 30 points, 35 points now away from 700. It's not really showing any indication that it wants to go up, but it's not really mustering enough strength to want to go lower either. So if we look at this 15-minute chart right here, you can see this drop, rally, rejection on this 15-minute candle. There's 5 minutes left of this 15-minute candle. Now we're starting to see a little bit of uptick, right? So volumes coming into the markets. We just dropped right down to 650. This is not a news driven event. Okay, this is just let me just quickly restore these pages. So this is not a news driven event. We had unemployment claims that came out at 1:30 GMT time. So now you start thinking of the narrative in this way. Think drop, rally, drop. Yeah, so is this the one that's going to push us lower? Right, maybe. But now if this doesn't go any lower, or goes lower and then reverses completely and gets back above this candle's high right here, okay, then we're good for a move to the upside. Because now as we're watching price, it's giving us information that we need, right, to take that long, because the confirmation will be there that it's done everything technically correct from a pattern perspective, from a candlestick perspective. You know, we've seen everything that we want to see, right, for it to go lower. And if it doesn't, then price never wanted to go lower in the first place. Pen, what's going on, man? Yo. We've got to get them smart talks back up and running, man. Okay, nice bit of movement here on the 15. Let's go and take a look at what the 30 looks like. Alright, so now let's start marking our levels. Alright, so this is the 30 minute. There's an area here should see a little bit of stability. So if price does want to come, it's probably going to go to, 610, 620, somewhere like there, if it continues, right? And then what happens is it makes this high much better on the breakout. Yeah, and that's assuming it gets there, right? Because right now we're not really seeing any indication that price wants to go up. So we're patient. We're being very, very patient, right? We see a little bit of momentum pick up on the downside. So let's see whether or not this continues. And obviously we can always change our perspective. We can always change our mind. But for now, I'm still confident, in doing nothing. Just going to sit, chill, relax. Not in a mad rush to throw money into the market. And obviously, as the Nasdaq, we know this thing really, really moves. The range so far around about 110, 115 points. Nothing spectacular. All right, so let's just chill. Now we probably won't be trading today. During the live stream, I mean, I already know what I want to see for me to take a trade, and I'm not seeing anything that looks even remotely interesting in terms of a live stream trade. I wouldn't just want to jump into the market for the sake of jumping into the market, to say, look, we opened a trade on the live stream. No. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it because it makes sense. So while we're waiting, has anybody got any questions? I'll hang around for another 10 minutes or so. Ask me anything you want. Doesn't have to be market related, doesn't have to be Nasdaq or US equity related. It can be crypto. We can talk about crypto. I don't want to switch over to the other one though, because if I go over, for some reason, when I skipped over to the Bitcoin chart, everything just went completely bonkers. So I don't know if that's responsible for that. Let's take a look at the S&P. Oh, the S&P is a little bit more exaggerated in its movement. Interesting. Same applies. I want to see 470, 4170. I was discussing this a couple of days ago. Key level. But everything that's happening today on the Nasdaq, right, makes it so much easier to see a reversal to the upside. I want to show you something on the 2 minute because I can see it for me on the 30. When you've got everything's fractal, man. We're coming down here. Yeah, I'd even go as far as to say we might even see 12,600 today. You can see the momentum pick up. See what I mean? And I did that before it even happened. Where I was on the 30-minute chart and I said, let me go down to the 2 minutes. I want to show you something. The momentum's picking up, and you can see it's driving straight down there. This is the point. You don't need to see everything on the 2 minute or the 1 minute or the 5 minute. You can stick to the higher time frames and still see everything that you need to see. Everything. I've been quite good at flipping NFTs recently. I've ventured into there. No, do you know what, Ben? I haven't actually. I've never really been an NFT fan. The only NFT that I would even consider selling, and even then I'd probably just send it to you because I know you don't have one. Is the AMA. That really rare NFT that I won when I went to the live AMA and met the Swissborg. But like I said, it's the only one that I'd even consider selling, and even then, like I said, I'd probably just swing it to you, to be fair. I got the French one as well. I've got them both the rare ones, but I know you don't have that one, do you? Yeah, the engine one. Yep, still got that, man. Got the French one as well. Oh, you got one. Nice. All right, that means I can sell it then. Are they still valuable? I wouldn't sell it anyway, man. I'll keep it, But external to Swissborg NFTs, yeah. Again, not really something that I've looked into. Maybe we can have a chat about it, but I don't think that I'd even have the patience, to be honest, to kind of go into that entire process. Maybe it's worth looking into, but it's not something that I've been into recently. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it. I'll keep it. I'm not gonna, unless somebody comes along and says, look, man, I've collected every single one, and this is the only one I don't have, and you're the only one that has one left, sell it to me, I'll be like, safe. You know, give me 100 grand. You know, and then I'll take that 100,000, I'll keep 10, and I'll probably give the 90 away just for a laugh. You know. So we've hit this level, all in real time, right? 1K good enough, in my opinion. Yeah. Hit this level, nice move away from that level. So we're basically stuck in an area where it doesn't make any sense to be going long or short. So here's the question, right? Why didn't I short? There's plenty of opportunity, right? When you look at the 30-minute chart now, you're like, well, it ran up and it dropped and it dropped and it dropped and it just kept dropping all day. Why didn't you take a short? Because when you're watching price, and this is the nasty truth about trading, and as I was discussing earlier, this the stuff that nobody wants to tell you about, right? You know, I look at this, okay, and in the moment, and I guess I'll have to go to the 5-minute to show you this. So in the moment, you know, you're kind of looking at price like this, and you're like, okay, it drops, then it starts to rally to the upside, and at that time you're like, okay, I really want to see that move to the upside. But then when you get this drop here, you're in a box, right? You're in a mess. I showed you what that mess looks like on the 5-minute chart or on the 2-minute chart, people getting chewed up. Then it breaks down, and it breaks down really aggressively, right? So there's only one real opportunity, in my opinion, yeah, to take a short on this, and that was roughly around about here. So if I go right in, you know, it's about here where you know, might want to think about potentially taking, you know, a short. We'll use a circle, I don't know, you know, somewhere here, right? But at that point, you're still within all of this mess. You see the rejection on either side. You can see that price is working both sides of the market, yeah. So it's more of a gamble for me than it is, you know, a trade that makes sense. But then on top of that, as price starts to accelerate and accelerate to the downside, by the time you see it and you're like, yep, this is going to continue going, we're probably going to hit this level, your stop's too wide, right? Unless you're going to scale into this, this is the point right there, right? So that point right here, where the crosshair is where I would have considered potentially taking a short into that level. Yeah, because it's likely to go from 43 all the way down to at least 20. So there's a good 20 points there. But the stop side is like 25 points because you want to keep your stop as far away from your entry, but healthy enough, right? So it's above this 2-minute candle. Too much. The stop's just way too wide for me personally. Now, if you're scaling in and you've got an account size where you can say, right, I'm going to grab one here. If it rallies a little bit, I'll grab another one. You know, that's fine as well. But then you start to come into another problem. What if it continues to rally and you see another one of these tails just as it takes out this low? So, yeah, not really healthy in terms of the short side of things for me. So yeah, we're just gonna have to be patient, see how it goes. All right. Now I'll also mention as well, I'll get rid of this, I'll also mention as well, for me to take a short today, I'd want to see at least 1250 get taken. So we'll make a reference to that as well. You know, I'd want to see a real shift in momentum really, so I want to see, you know, sort of 1250 here, give or take. Right? So I'd want to see this taken, I want to see, you know, a solid response, whatever, and then we can potentially take out these lows below or close to 500, and then a break to, you know, sort of 450, and then we can confirm that it's just a rally, pullback, rally, you know, so it's a rally in this kind of momentum shift to the downside, and this would be a shift to the downside, you know, and kind of break the structure to the upside. So we'll see, you know, just a shift in market, that's all. So the market's been open for about an hour and 6 minutes, and I've seen nothing, nothing for me to take a trade. So it's cool. I'd rather sit back and do nothing, just talk and ramble, you know, than enter into a trade, you know, that's not 100% how I want it to be, you know, and end up losing money unnecessarily. Just as a quick side note as well, as I mentioned recently, Bitcoin and Binance probably going to pull back a little bit more. Might even see 300 on Binance, so it's definitely something to keep an eye out on. CHSB is holding up pretty well. Just hovering around the 23 level, 23 cents. Yeah, all looks good. Sweet. If you haven't already liked the stream, make sure you like the stream as well. Do it now. Oh man. Now there is another scenario. There is another scenario that if I see, I'll be confident in taking a short, and that is if this 30-minute candle, there's 21 minutes left, so it's only been going for about 9 minutes. If it rips to the upside, and maybe gets close to 700, then reverses and leaves a really nasty tail behind, then fair enough. That's different, man. I might consider taking a short, into 550, but we'll see. We shall see. And again, any questions, anything you guys want to go over, let me know. And share it. Yep, absolutely, Duke. Appreciate that, man. There are people that hopefully will find value in what I'm talking about, But remember as well, it's kind of a niche market and it's quite saturated as well. You have to, we have to remember, I guess, that there's a lot of sort of trading channels out there that talk about a lot of different things, and for example, somebody who likes cooking isn't going to come and sit here listening to me rambling. Although, to be fair, I'm actually a very good cook. So maybe I should start making like little dishes and stuff online. But it's a very specific niche, and people want to see entertainment, right? People want to be entertained. They want to be entertained. So, maybe I'll start, putting myself on stream. Actually, you know what? Let me try something. I'm going to mute myself for a second because I'm going to make some noise. Give me a sec. Just trying to get the camera working. Okay, focus. Just as I've said this to you before, I've said this to you guys before. But if you need a webcam, the Insta360 Link, the best webcam ever. It's unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. For some reason though, can't seem to get it to work. Okay, so camera's being used by another application. Yes, we are aware of this. Window capture. Yeah, it's a bit odd. Very strange. Just ignore that. It's just basically the OBS, the OBS camera. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the device and see if I can get the Insta360 to load up. And nope. Yeah, alright, doesn't matter. I'll get it sorted next time, and maybe just kind of have me on screen. Might make a little bit of a difference. Who the hell knows? I don't know. Chef up some dishes with the charts in the background. We'll need a producer that can initiate the trades for you though, so you don't burn the sauce. Yeah, man. So what are we seeing? What are we seeing here? Yeah, so now we've got enough of a tail. Maybe. I think we see 600, right? You're talking 23, 24, 25 points away, right? So let's start running through a quick narrative, yeah? Seems like the momentum to the downside wants to continue, right? The stop's way too big, 40, almost 50. So you talk about 25 point stop. That's way too much. Yeah. So let's drop down to the 15 and see if we can thin that out a bit, right? So there shouldn't really be a reason that price goes back to 50, but there's plenty of reason, right, for price to go down to at least 600. Now, while I'm talking, this may actually get there. So let's go to the 5 minute. You see, now that makes more sense. Yeah. So we've reduced the stop to around about 38. Yeah. Maybe a nice pop here. Yeah. I'd like to see a little bit more of a pop. 28, 29, I'd consider taking a short, putting a stop just above this swing point. If it goes from here, I'll miss the move. Right? So let's see if we get this. In fact, let's see what the 2 minute looks like. Maybe we can thin the stop out a little bit more. No, definitely the 5 minute, right? Next 5 minute candle started, want to see a push. Go on, push. If it pushes up, I'm good. Yeah, 27, 28, boom. Right, so I'm in. Now I'm going to bring my stop down roughly 45. I think I'm comfortable with that. Target around about 604. Got my hand or finger on the pulse, ready to close this if I'm seeing something I don't like. And then let's see if this unfolds. And then we take it from there. If it works, great. If it doesn't, then it is what it is. Right, but I can still feel the momentum to the downside. I can feel the pressure, you know. We've still got plenty of 15 minute and we've still got plenty of the 30 minute candle, you know, to want to push this to the downside. So if we go back to the 30 minute, you know, there's about 15 minutes, well, yeah, 14 minutes left of this candle. So let's go back to the 5 minute. We're going to watch this on the 5 minute and we're going to be very patient. Just kind of watch this unfold a little bit. Right. And what I like to do with my stops as well is I like to reduce my stop when it makes sense to reduce my stop, right? So right now, let me zoom in a little bit here, right? So right now, currently up at 42, 40, 42. You know, I won't let it stop out at 53, no chance. You know, the max loss on this I'm going to take is $30. So far we can see a little bit of resistance here, right? close to 30. So we're going to be a little bit dynamic with this, because obviously the movement, you know, it's very easy to go slightly over 30, right? So you might see 29, 31, and back down to 24, and then 21, right? So what I'm going to do is I want to see a little bit more of this candle reduce a bit, right? So if we get closer to my entry point, let's say 29, 28, and we're kind of hovering around there, as you can see that this reversal is happening on the 5-minute chart. Yeah, no worries, B guys. See you later, man. Then what I'll do is I'm going to bring the stop down just above these lows, right? So right now I'm going to bring the stop down just here, right? So I've got a 43 stop now from 28. And again, if I get stopped out on this, it's absolutely fine. We just got to let this move around. Is that the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. Sorry, I'm just trying to find something, guys. One sec. You know, and this trade will give me a little bit of information as well, right? You know, it will tell me or show me that the market isn't as ready as I thought it was to continue going lower. It may continue going lower. Who knows? Maybe a little bit later. And there you go. Just got stopped out, right? So down 29.50 on the day. And that 29.50 is a premium that we pay to give us the information that we want as to whether or not the market's ready to do what we feel is right. Now, what happens is a lot of people will take that loss and they're like, oh, you know, and they immediately want to get that back straight away, right? I don't. It's just a normal loss on a trade that made sense to take, on a trade that is logical, on a trade that has momentum, you know, to the downside, with plenty of a 30-minute candle ready to go. All of the reasons basically that I explained, right? So as a professional trader or somebody who trades or has traded for a very, very long time, why, and this is the crux of it, right? Why do people get so annoyed or so frustrated, right, when they lose money? You know, like there's this kind of narrative when it comes to trading, right, where it's like, if I open a trade, I should be able to make money every single time, and I never want to take a loss, and I just don't, you know, I just want to make money all the time. That's not trading. Like, trading just simply doesn't work that way. Now, as a quick side note, again, if I was to walk away from the computer now and stop trading for the rest of the day, right, that's like $29.50. What we're talking, £22, £23, you know? Is that a life-changing amount of money? No. You know, is it the normal cost of business with the, you know, account that I have and what it is that I'm trying to accomplish? Yeah, it's just a normal trade. You know, just happened to not work this time. But the majority of the trades that I take do work. Now you'll notice as well, and it was very, very hard to see during the time when I actually opened the trade, right? But the momentum shift actually popped. You know, where I got in at 28 here, I actually got almost a full 10 points. But it was so fast, bang bang. You know, I was up about, I think 15 or 16, $17 at the time. You know, but I you know, I was expecting that price was going to continue to go to 600. So unfortunately, you know, I ended up you know, taking a loss on this, and it is what it is. So now we're patient again. We just sit back, we wait, and we see what happens. So you can see, look at this on the 5-minute chart, right? Price runs up. 63. So I'm starting to notice something today, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this as well, but I'm starting to notice, right, that the 60 level, okay, so 660 is starting to become an area of interest. Price seems to want to keep going back to this 660 all the time, right? You know, it's spending time there, it moves away, it comes back, it goes through, it's come back again, 60, and now it's moving away again. Very, very interesting. Yeah, very interesting. So this is an interesting level. If we move, and I'm going to call it now, right? If we move away from this 60 level convincingly and start to really challenge this 700 back up here, we're probably going straight for high of the day, all right? But if not, and we move away from this, then we're likely to go and see sort of 600 down here. So now that we're rejecting a little bit, we've got about 3 minutes left of this 5-minute candle. Let's go down to the 2-minute. So now we're back to just being patient. We're waiting. Yeah, nice one, Duke. You look after yourself, mate, and I will speak to you very soon. Take care, man. Have a good day. I'm going to hang around for another 8 minutes, guys, and then we'll call it a day. May as well go to 4 o'clock. It's, yeah, we've got about 7 minutes left till 4 o'clock, so I may as well hang around till then. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So this is the 15-minute chart. 60, 63, 40, 20, 22, 23 points. 20 points. Alright, let's take a look at the 30-minute. Alright, so we've got about 6 minutes left of the 30-minute candle, and what we ideally want to see is we want to see this 30-minute candle start to really recede and finish around about 20, yeah? So if it finishes around about 620, 625, the next candle ideally starts to run up first and then reverses and starts to go back down again. That will again give me a little bit more confidence to potentially take a short into this 600 level. Now let me tell you guys something, right? I'm looking at this chart now, and I'm almost confident. I'm almost 99.9%, almost 100% confident that we're going to see 12,600 today, right? The problem is, I could be right. 9 times out of 10 I could be right. Yeah, most of the time I am when it comes to the actual direction of the market and what I want to see and where price is going, right? And yet I get whipsawed out of trade sometimes because the price, price is just very volatile on the day, or it just doesn't want to get there straight away, or you would have had to sit through a 60-point drawdown before price finally gets there. So this is about timing. It's about timing the market in a way that makes sense, yeah? And like I said, $29, we'll just call it $30 down on the day so far. It's really not life-changing, money. I mean, I made $140 yesterday, so I'm just using some of the profits that I made yesterday in yesterday's trading. So again, patience. 5 minutes left of this candle, right? Now, if it starts to recede a little bit more, the closer we get, let's take a look at the 5 minute again. So now it's starting to, alright, I'm liking this, So, let's see. $35. See the momentum shift, man. And again, guys, if you guys got any questions, let me know, man. I can see the chat. Now, while I'm watching this 5 minute candle go up, I already know what the 30-minute candle looks like, right? I know there's 3 minutes and 40 seconds left of that 30-minute candle. I know that wick on the 30-minute candle is getting filled in again. So if I show you, look, yeah, this is I'm aware of this. I've got this in my head. I know exactly what this 30-minute candle looks like. I know exactly what the price is, and I know where I want to see price. Right? I said, excuse me, between 25 and 20, right? So I want to see this reverse, and I want to see a little body down here, right, with a big wick. To give me confidence that price is probably going to continue going lower, right? So I can watch this on the 5 minute now. I don't need to watch the 30-minute candle. I can see everything that I need to see on the 5 minute, and we just wait. All right. So I'm tracking every level. I know the 60, right? I know the 45, the 20, the 25. I know all of these levels, right, where price is basically hitting certain areas of significance anyway, at least on the day. See you later, Ian. Take care, man. And for me, this is like a game. It's just like when I used to play TAC Ops or Unreal Tournament. It's just a game to me. It's just a game. These are just numbers on a screen, nothing more than a game. You know, it's a battle between you and you. You know, that's why I love trading so much, man. Just going to give it another few minutes, guys, and then I'll probably close the stream out. How long have we been going for? An hour and 6 minutes. Yeah, it's decent. I'm happy with that. A minute 25 on this candle. So I know that 30-minute candle is almost back to full green, right? The tip of that 30-minute candle is here at 60. 62, 63. I'll just show you quickly. All right. So the tip of that candle is right there. There's the tip of that candle. All right. So again, I can watch it now, knowing that in a minute's time, when the candle finishes, this 5-minute candle finishes, I know exactly what that 30-minute looks like. Now that 30-minute, if it finishes the way I think it's going to finish, should still be okay for a potential move to the downside, but it would also potentially be an issue in terms of taking a short, right? Because you could see a run to the upside and take out the high of that previous 30-minute candle, which will be the previous 30-minute candle in about 30 seconds. All right. So yeah, that's about it. Not really much else to discuss. I think we're good to go. You know, we've done over an hour today. I think it's been a very good session. And yeah, I'll be in all the usual places, guys. If there's anything you guys want to discuss or talk about, just throw it up in the Discord. If you're not already in the Discord, the link's in the description below. And with that said, I hope everyone has an absolutely awesome day, and I will chat to you guys, at some point.